All right, hey, what's going on, missionaries? All right, so we're gonna talk about the North Node, which is your purpose, your chiron, which is your deepest wound or emotional wound. Um, your 12, and bonus is your 12th house or house of undoing. So the mirror technique the mirror technique is a technique that helps you when you look in the mirror technique is a technique that helps you get to the crevices of your soul and and the mirror technique is when you look in the mirror and you speak things into the mirror because you're looking into your own and you program your subconscious mind. So the mirror technique is good for those who face abandonment issues and destructive patterns, especially. Like if you face people, like in other words, people weren't really there for you, you don't really have nobody to depend on, and this is why, I'm starting to do the mirror technique because I can't really look to anybody else at this point in my life, and I realize like every time I try to do that, I get played, in some shape, way, or form. Every time I try to look to somebody else outside of myself for help, love, I'm not saying you can't to some extent, support, um, or just really, the key word would be, and that's what we're going to look at keywords today, emotional, uh, not even validation, but like just, emotional support. It always like backfires for whatever reason. And maybe not always, but I've had too many times which backfired. Um, Especially with people who um, needed my help more than anything. It's just fascinating. So with the North Node, the Chiron, and the 12th house, the North Node is your purpose, so you want to be able to do and step into that. Your Chiron is your deepest emotional wound. So sometimes when you don't heal your Chiron, in some regards, especially if it trines or it's sextile your node, you won't be able to get into your North Node, um, because 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 it stops you from doing anything for real. Um, or if it, for instance, if it's sextile, I mean it's the same as your south node. Sometimes if you don't heal your Chiron, it keeps you in your south node. And so my north node is in Scorpio. So keywords. So you want to say, I am or I choose. If I am is too much after the keyword, so it would be like I choose to be obsessive. I choose to be powerful. Oh, I am powerful. I am obsessive. In the mirror, I am psychological. I choose to be very, very psychological. And you say this in the mirror again. Um, I do regenerate very quickly. I am regenerating very quickly, whether it be emotionally, mentally, financially. I am secretive. I am sexual. I choose to be very sexual. I choose to own my sexual power. Um, I am I am sharp. Um, I am spiritual. I choose to be very spiritual. I choose to be very sharp. I choose to be intense. I choose to be unshakable. I choose to be mysterious. You get the point. Same thing with the fourth house. So, because my North Node's in the fourth house, so it rules property, roots, private life, psychological roots, emotional security, and heritage. So, I choose to be in tune with my heritage. I choose to have property, to own property. I'm in tune with my roots. I master my private life. I am deeply in tune with my psychological roots. I am um, I am very emotionally secure. But these are things to get into your North Node again. Virgo keyword, because my Chiron's in Virgo, and because my 12th house is in Cancer, and the fourth house is ruled by Cancer. The keywords are similar, so you can just say the same thing. For me, at least, my Chiron is in, or my deepest emotional wound is in Virgo in the second house. So we're not going to get into the second house here right now, the keywords, but we're just going to get into Virgo. So let's say I am observant, or I choose to be very observant. I choose to live my life in order, or have a lot of order in my life. I choose to be careful. I choose to be critical. I choose to be practical. I am practical. I am critical. I am careful. I'm very detail orientated, and that's a huge one that I'm learning. Because if I say against this, I learned if you say against your Chiron, you hurt yourself. Like whenever I say I'm not detail orientated, that really does manifest in my life where I'm not detail orientated, and I miss the little stuff. I've noticed that like when I say that out loud again and again and again, that really does manifest in my life. I am precise. I am productive. I am conscientious. So you can so stuff like that can get you into your North Node because words are power. So even if you just say this out loud, or you have a cell phone, you're able to look in that camera mirror and say it every day. That helps too if you don't have a mirror. But you can go to bit.ly/astrology forum to learn how to book your session online, to book your session for your astrology, to book an astrology session, or do your chart, or get an email reading. Peace.